What's up guys, Somji here, and in today's video I'm going to break down the Google glitch that helps me sign an additional 5 to 10 high ticket clients each and every month, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it as well in your business, and also why the people who don't install this are going to be screwed as we carry on moving through 2025 into 2026 and beyond. But before I go into all that and share exactly what this glitch is, we need to start with the problem, because if there wasn't a problem, well, we wouldn't have anything to introduce. And the problem is your funnel. And you see, it doesn't matter what funnel you're running, whether you're running a webinar funnel, a VSL funnel, an ebook funnel, a challenge funnel. Maybe you're running several of them, or maybe you're just running some kind of DM funnel where people see your content, you DM them. They're all going to be broken. And when you're not doing things this way, you are going to run into trouble. The problem is that the funnels just do not convert like they used to. Yes, they're going to convert for some people. You see some people killing it, but for the most part, they're not working like they used to. And I can say that having a lot of skin in the game. If you'd been in this game, maybe you have for, let's say, 10 years ago, and you had an ebook, you were the man or the woman. You were that guy with the ebook. You had an ebook, you were special. You had a VSL, wow, you have a VSL. Now it doesn't matter. You have an ebook, so does everybody else. You have a VSL, another one of those. You have a challenge. God forbid you have a challenge. Nobody cares. And so these don't convert as well as they used to. And the problem is, it doesn't matter how good your content is. It doesn't matter how good the components of your funnel are. People are just way too familiar with them. If they see your ebook and it's the 100th one they've seen this week, do you think they're really going to care? Or they download the ebook. You might have 62 pages of bloody goodness and nobody reads it. They'll go through 3-4 pages and put it down. There's attention spans which have dropped, but also just the familiarity. People have seen it. They've seen your challenges. They've seen your webinars. They've seen VSLs. They've seen this and that. They just don't care. So that is the problem, is that they're familiar with them. Everybody uses them. You sound like everybody else. You look like everybody else. And your audience is savvy, right? They're smart. They know you're trying to sell them something. They know what's going on. They've seen this. Oh, I'll attend this 5 days. Oh, what's this? A pitch? Oh, wow. I should get my wallet out and buy. They know. They know what's coming. They know it's just to get people in, and they see all this stuff. They see all the ads. And so they're just smart. They become savvy to it. The audience has become sophisticated. That's the word I was looking for. The buyer's sophistication has increased. And as a good entrepreneur, you need to stay ahead of that. So it's not all doom and gloom, but there are things we need to do to adapt to the current marketplace, because the things that used to work are now common. And when things are common, everybody's used to them. They just don't work as effectively anymore. And to make matters worse, let's say you just continue doing this. Let's say you disregard what I've said and you just keep doing more stuff with your funnel and trying to put more short form content out there and create another VSL and another landing page. Well, guess what? It's just going to get worse. You are just going to waste more and more time and nothing's going to get better. You're going to get frustrated and eventually people throw in the towel and quit. And like I said, I promise it's not all doom and gloom. I will share with you how to fix this, but we need to know where we're starting from. And even before I found out about this Google glitch, I looked around and I thought, because this had happened to me too, I used to have an ebook and that thing bloody banged. That was in, I don't remember, but it was before, it might have been 2019, 2020, and I've had one before that and VSLs and all these things, and they did really well. And I noticed a slight decline. It would go like this and gradually start to taper off. But then I would see other people killing it. Some people do a webinar, make millions, make hundreds of thousands. And I thought, what have they got? What are they doing that I'm not doing? Like, what is the difference there? And so I looked and I saw, you can think about people in your industry, but it might be Alex Hormozy, it might be Gary Vee, it might be in real estate, someone like Ryan Serhant. In any industry, you've got these people who are just absolutely smashing it. And what I realized was it's the familiarity. They see these people, they know them, they like them, they trust them. They just know them so well. And I thought, I had an inkling that was probably it, right? They've spent so much time with these people. But then I was also confirmed, or my suspicions were confirmed rather, when I saw streamers. If you're familiar with streamers, they just go online, play computer games, I think. I don't really know exactly what they do. And printing $10, $20 million a year, sometimes even more, selling merchandise, maybe a course, whatever they're selling, sponsorships. And it's simply because people have spent more time with them. They know them, they like them, they trust them. They've just had that exposure to them. So I was thinking, okay, in business, how can we do this? Obviously, we can create more content, but how can we create this kind of avalanche, or not just creating the content, but actually getting people to know us to that level? Because surely it wasn't as simple as just sit on stream 8 hours a day. Like, you can't do that when you're running a business. And how does that even make sense? And then Google confirmed my suspicions, but they wrapped it up a bit more eloquently than I did. They conducted a study and they called it the 7-11-4 rule. So they conducted a study on billions, I believe billions of data points for purchase events. And they found out that for somebody to become a customer, they need to spend 7 hours with you or your brand, with you and your brand, across 11 touch points in 4 different locations to make a buying decision. And that I sat with that for a bit, and that made a lot of sense. 7 hours of content, check. That's how these other people are doing it. Across 11 touch points. Okay, I had to get my head around that. Well, I've maybe got an email from this person, maybe seen their lead magnet, maybe watched a video, maybe seen an Instagram story. So, those are different touch points and 4 different locations. Yeah, they're in my email, they're on my YouTube, they're on my Instagram. And I noticed the people who are really smashing it, not just doing well here and there, but the people really absolutely killing it, they had all these in place. They had plenty of content that you could binge. You could easily go through 7 hours of their content. You had more than 11 touch points potentially, because they're nurturing you over time, maybe hundreds of touch points, and they were active in 4 different locations. And what that really did was it built a lot of brand equity, it built a lot of trust, and allowed you to spend more time with them. So you open your YouTube, boom, there they are. You open your Instagram, there they are. You open your email, they're there, pesky sending you emails. Like, they are there. Wherever you turn, they are there. And literally, it's just making yourself known. Obviously, you have to have good value and a good product or service to back it up. But applying this, you're going to be pretty much everywhere. And so Google confirmed that as well. And then I looked at the way we actually buy. So think about how you buy. Let's say you're going to go buy a car. Do you go in and just buy it? Probably not. You probably go in, look around the dealership. Maybe you just kind of survey it, see what you like, or you know what you're going in for, but you just want to take a look. Then maybe you come back another time and test drive it. In the meantime, what you're doing, you are looking at reviews, looking at blogs, watching videos on the car, asking people, searching it up, all those different things. So you're getting that 7 hours, you're getting plenty of touch points and locations as well. So it's exactly the way humans buy. But because of this whole funnel stuff, we think what used to work works now, but now there's more market sophistication. So what we think is, it's going to be completely linear. Okay, somebody sees one piece of content and then they go and they put their name and email in, and then they get my lead magnet, and then they read that with a big smile on their face, and they go and book a call, or they go to a checkout link and buy and pay me money. And the reason we think that is because it did actually used to work like that when online marketing wasn't as sophisticated as it is now. But now the game's changed. So we have to adapt with it. And so you've seen it. I've just proved it to you there. Google proved it as well. The people who are absolutely killing it are doing this. So now you have to decide, which side of the divide do you want to be on? Do you want to be in the poor people not doing this, or do you want to be in the rich entrepreneurs who are doing this? That is where the divide is going to be formed. Because people having success with other methods, maybe they're just doing 100 DMs a day, or maybe they're just doing short form content to try and push people to a sales call. That can work a little bit, and you really have to have a massive following to even make that work. But over time, that's becoming less and less effective. And I'm sharing right out of my own playbook. I used to just go and DM people and print 50 to 100K a month back in 2021, 2022, people doing high ticket in that time. They'll remember those were like the golden days just after COVID. Can I say that now? I think I can. Just after COVID, that was the gold rush pretty much of internet marketing, like 2020 to 2022, tapering into 2023, at least for high ticket sales. It was bloody easy. Or you just put up some short form content. It was pretty new back then, all these reels and stuff. You would put that up, people would see them, and they would just go and book. But now it's very, very different. Now, they say marketers ruin everything. So people have gone and done that. People are familiar with it. They're savvy to it. They're very smart now. So now you have to do these things. And it's not just all doom and gloom. Oh, I have to put in more work. It's a brilliant thing. It allows you to go deeper with your audience. So now, instead of people just consuming one short piece of content or a couple of Facebook or LinkedIn posts, or just going to a lead magnet, booking a call or a DM and a call, and they show up with so many objections, they have to be educated on the call, they haven't watched the pre-homework videos, none of that stuff, right? now you can actually go deeper with them. So by the time they come on a call with you, at least this happens to me and my clients, guess what? They've watched 7 hours of our content. They've been exposed to at least 11 touch points in 4 different locations. They show up and they pretty much treat us like celebrities. If you've had this happen to you, comment below and let us know, because it happens to us all the time. And these are called parasocial relationships. So think about your favorite actor or TV star or musician. You know them, right? You've seen them so much that even though, sure, you know who they are, you feel like you really know them. Maybe you know the types of foods they like. Maybe you know what they do. Maybe you know how they dress. You know certain mannerisms about them. So at that point, you have a relationship with them, but they have no clue who you are. That's what a parasocial relationship is. And it just makes the game so much easier. They show up there. They know you, they like you, they trust you, they see you as an authority. They flipping love you at that point. So at that point, all the resistance and most of the objections go away. You don't get all these weird questions and weird things like, hey, why are you trying to sell me? They want to buy from you. And in my experience, pretty much all price objections and nearly all objections disappear as well. People just know you so well that they have such a level of trust that they are ready to go. And that is the other part of this that ties into this 7-11-4 rule as well, is the trust survey. It was conducted by, I believe it's the social survey, which tracks interpersonal trust, person-to-person trust over the last 40 years. I believe it was in the USA, and they found that the levels of trust are the lowest that they've been in that 40-year period. People just simply do not trust people. They don't trust politicians. They don't trust governments. I wonder why. And they don't trust all these people online. They've seen, again, all these ads and all these gimmicks, and a lot of people have been scammed. They quite simply do not trust anybody, and you're included in that, and I'm included in that. So we have to win people's trust over. And when you do this over this time, even thinking about it logically, it's less chance that it's a scam. If somebody's going to scam you, are they going to produce hundreds of hours of content in order to scam you? That would be a pretty clever scam. But most of the time, they just have like one Facebook page or a WhatsApp or a Telegram or, one thing. And again, think about how you buy. If you're going to buy something expensive, would you just buy from the person, all things considered equal, someone who just has like an Instagram profile with 25 posts and that's it? Or would you buy from the person who has an Instagram, has a YouTube, has some emails, has a website, has different locations, different touch points. You can actually binge and consume this content. And like I said, it's not a nice to have anymore. This is just the way the market has shifted. If you don't have enough content that your prospect can just binge for an entire day, you are going to be in trouble. And long form content is the fastest way to achieve that. So I recommend everybody get on YouTube. Maybe you have a podcast as well, but you need to create bingeable content for people. And like I said, YouTube's the fastest way to do that, because good luck getting to that 7 hours in 30-second Instagram reels. Like I do reels too, right? But you're not going to get to that 7 hours. That surface level stuff is just maybe to bring people in. But this is where you get the real meat and potatoes of everything. This is where people really get to understand you, your brand, and build up that trust, build up that 7-11-4. And that is the glitch that's helped me sign 5 to 10 additional high ticket clients every single month. Now, before you run away from the video, there's some other benefits as well. And you become a much better orator, a much better speaker. You get way more comfortable with this just by doing this. And everything you do is coming back tenfold. You're not creating content that's just going to disappear overnight and it's just not going to be found again. YouTube is bloody fantastic because it's a search engine, but when you combine this in, you're building relationships, not just pushing people to a funnel. So I hope that really hits home for you. If you want any help from me installing this into your business to potentially add an extra 5 to 10 high ticket clients a month, I've left a link in the description where you can find out how we can help you with that. If not, totally cool. Bye. See you on the next one.